Next guests are two Beltway veterans from opposite sides of the political aisle with a vision of a purple nation utopia. I think that red and blue, get it? Free from bipartisan posturing? Well, okay, but is it feasible? Can common ground be found before we fall off the fiscal cliff? Here now are the co-founders of Purple Nation Solutions, Lanny Davis, former special counsel to President Clinton, and Michael Steele, former RNC chairman. And I started on you immediately, Lanny, in makeup. Well, I am. I'm going to, but I start with you. I said, I miss the days when we had that great Republican president. And you said, I didn't work for Bush. And I go, I'm not talking about Bush. I'm talking about Clinton. That great Republican president.
And he was.
So what do we got here? We got a rhino and a dino, basically.
Please.
Don't we?
Oh, please.
Huh?
No, you have a conservative and a liberal who
let's start with I favor Obamacare, Michael.
Oh, okay. You found one thing you guys.
I favor increasing taxes. I favor.
What do you mean increase?
Marriage.
That's not in Bowles-Simpson.
Well, Bowles-Simpson does
Gets
close
rid of
loopholes
and
raises revenues.
Well, might. Okay.
Get Speaker Boehner to do $1 of
well, I'm going to get you. By the time I'm done with you two guys, this whole thing's going to fall apart. So I read what you said about how. We got to stop the political posturing. And he brings up ISA and the contempt. That's the best metaphor. With the way the president has been electioneering, has been not governing for the past year and a half, that's your best we lost an ATF agent. Things did happen in this. That's your best example of posturing is ISA's contempt. That's what we have to stop.
Couldn't be any better that we lost an agent and you blame that on the Attorney General who knew nothing about this.
We don't know he knew nothing about it because we don't have the documents of
So when George Bush didn't produce documents, when the Attorney General fired U.S. attorneys and the Democrats talked about there's no executive privilege, were any Republicans upset about that?
We're trying to get along here, and that was you threw down this on an issue that you. I mean, I can find other and
that is the possibility.
Yes, sir.
I also, when you look back on the way you were treated by certain parts of the left. I think you would say right now probably Grover Norquist and the Tea Party Republicans are all that's wrong with this country. I would say to you,
actually, no, I like Grover Norquist. So
you do? All right. I look at some of the tactics of Axelrod and Plouffe. We're in trouble. This purple thing is never going to work as bad as things are right now. And I don't think it's the Tea Party's fault or necessarily just the Obama administration's fault, but it's not getting any better.
Well, and I take your point to heart.
You remember, they pilloried you.
Well, they pilloried me, but look, I got a lot of pillaring from my friends on the right too, who weren't very feeling the love for the brother who was running things.
Right,
so,
I know.
So I get that, and that's what brought me to this point, because I grew up in Washington D.C. This has been a part of my life since I was young, and so I'm now at a point where I can step back and look at and feel the anxiety, the frustration of this country, because I have it myself as raising my own kids and trying to figure out how to run my businesses and to manage my affairs.
I read the other thing,
and the leadership in this country is not doing that.
I read the other
right
thing. Did you say this? Take Simpson Bowles. There's a perfect opportunity. Who dropped? It was his commission. Who dropped the ball on Simpson Bowles?
I completely agree that Barack Obama was handed an opportunity with Dick Durbin, a liberal Democrat from his own state, Kent Conrad, and on the right you had Coburn and Senator Crapo from Idaho supporting an across-the-board approach, and Barack Obama did not endorse it and should have. But where is
his re-election process?
So where Michael and I, we have our philosophical disagreements, but we think there is common ground, as there was between Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan when they embraced a reform for social.
Yeah, but guys,
it does, and that's what we're talking about.
There's one major difference here. Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan. Reagan was a great executive. He could go into a room and negotiate something. Clinton was a great executive who could negotiate something. For the first time ever, we have a guy in the White House, for the first time in a long time, who has no executive experience, who can't go in a room, sit people down, and hammer out an agreement. That's what it's really all about.
Are you nodding?
I'm absolutely agreeing with you on that, because that's the part.
We're going to split you guys up.
Well, no. But knowing that, we have also gotten close and then backed off. I mean, in the sense that when you had Boehner, who was in a position to really bring the president, because of that lack of executive leadership, to a point where we can get a deal done, the political pressures in Washington forced him away from the table.
Wait, whoa. That sounds like his narrative.
But no, but it's
came back and asked for. Supposedly came back and asked for another $400 billion after he met with Pelosi on Friday.
But the fact of the matter is.
Did Lanny tell you that story? You just accepted?
No. I watched it with my own eyes, and so.
So you can say that the president didn't on that Friday after talking with an unhappy Democratic caucus. He didn't come back and try to juice up $400 billion.
What I'm saying is that both.
You know?
But both sides.
I think that probably happened, and why did Boehner walk away rather than a negotiated deal?
That's a 40% increase.
Here's the drill, which I don't think we've done yet. Both of us see hypocrisy on both sides.
Right.
And we think clients come to Washington who want solutions and not food fights.
I'll agree with you on all of that, but the solution to save you guys a lot of work, maybe just put a real executive into the job. Who can negotiate.
You're
I'm working on that on my end.
You're
Go Mitt
personalizing
Romney.
this about Barack Obama, and we say to both, as we wrote in our Politico piece, Romney and Obama need to debate issues and give people
Lanny,
choices rather than food fights.
And this would probably be better off camera, but Bill Clinton.
No, do it on camera.
He had a respect for business and capitalism and the
Correct.
private sector, and I think he appreciated it. Do you think that Barack Obama does?
I think he does. If you look at the health care bill, it's all private. Deny this
You
fact.
got the worst metaphor.
Guys, deny
You
this
come up
fact.
with the worst.
Deny this fact, because you laughed when I said it. Is there a single public option? Is it all private insurance?
Well, he
yes
couldn't
or
do
no?
that. He would have.
Yes or no?
Baby steps.
I noticed it.
Yes or no?
I noticed Romney Care was 70 pages.
You noticed
Obamacare
no
is
answer.
2,700 pages.
Easy
guys
to say
can't
yes or
agree.
no.
You guys are
You
great
couldn't
together.
say yes. It's an all-private system of private
this
insurance
doesn't
companies,
work.
and you couldn't even say yes to
If
that.
this doesn't work,
I like those 70-page
All right,
Romney.
stop.
Thank you.
You got maybe something on a cable network if this doesn't work. Thanks to Lanny Davis and Michael Steele. Great to see him.